So the problem isn't that, at least for me with One More Day, that they went and they changed part of this long running story. The fact is, because they've done this stuff before. Like, and Andy and I, we did a show about Parallel Lives. Have you guys ever heard Parallel Lives by Jerry Conway and Alex Saviuk? And
Yeah, it sounds really familiar.
it was a graphic novel, came out in the 80s, and it basically revealed that Mary Jane knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man the entire time.
And it makes everything make more sense. I'm a firm. It's like one of my Bibles. It's like that series. Then you read back, you go back in the original Amazing Spider-Man, you're like, oh shit, that's why she's covering for him. Oh, Peter's like got the cold or something. It's because she knew the whole time that he was Spider-Man. He was.
Yeah. Yep, and it slots right in. Just it's beautiful. It makes everything work. It makes everything click. And it was such a simple premise, but it was so elegant, and it made this story sing. Right? It was value added to the Spider-Man mythos. And then you get One More Day, and they want to take this big swing, and they want to take the Spider-Man marriage away. And they do it in the clumsiest, dipshittiest way possible by taking Peter Parker, this guy who screws up from time to time, but would never go so far, in my mind, as to make a deal with the actual literal devil to retcon this marriage. And even then, the retconning didn't make sense, and some things happened and some things didn't happen, and they spent the next 10 years kind of fudging around it. And like, if this truly were a story that they wanted to slot into this longest running, epic, I could see there being ways to do it more elegantly and get the end result that they wanted. But they didn't. They just kind of rushed it through, and to the point where JMS, the writer, took his name off the last issue, I want to say, or there was some sort of,
Yeah.
Like from the get-go, like not only did Joe Quesada know this was going to be a rough road to hoe, like just the way they went about it was so clumsy. With that said, I enjoyed the hell out of Brand New Day that came out of it. Giving Spider-Man a fresh start, and there was that element of mystery, and then you're finally introducing Carly Cooper and all these other characters, and like,
oh no, not Carly Cooper.
I like Carly Cooper.
I like the worst.
The new Green Goblin or new Hobgoblins and all that stuff.
No, she was the worst. Oh my god.
No, Parker Industries was the worst. But anyway, it's Spider-Man sleeping on Bobby Morse's couch because he's a secret agent, super billionaire, whatever. And that for another time. But the fact is, not only was it not true to Spider-Man's character, but at least the Dan Slott had like good ideas that I can respect sometimes. It wasn't a good idea. It wasn't done well. It was so clunky, and like, I can understand all the haters of One More Day, even when they went back for the One Moment in Time storyline.
Oh, that was just salt in the wounds. That was just like, I had finally, again, I think to your point, Chad, you had said like, oh, you should read all this Brand New Day stuff, and like, I was like, okay, you know what? They're in the gauntlet. Oh, there's good stuff. And then they're like, by the way, let us remind you of like what all caused this and how pissed off you were. And then you're like, here it is again. And I was just like, why are you doing this to me?
But eventually they give you what you want. Eventually you get the side universe where, maybe it's Spider-Girl with Mayday, and you get old man Peter Parker that's not Spider-Man anymore.
616. Come on, that's what
you get. Spinneret. I don't know. What are you thinking, George?
I've been talking about this in the Discord lately with some other comic nerds, and one, I think it always gets forgotten that like MJ says that she wants to do this too. I feel like Peter gets like all the blame of this.
Oh, she makes the big sacrifice play. Yeah, she wants to remember or whatever.
And the more important thing was that like they talked about how they had so many stories for Peter with his identity revealed from Civil War, because it's Civil War issue 2, I think. And then like it feels like the more important thing than breaking up the marriage was actually like putting the genie back in the bottle for Peter's identity and like bringing that part back. Like that was actually the more important thing. They just divorced him spiritually, and that was like when you get like a second round pick in addition to the player you're going after, you know, in like a sports trade. And so like that was pretty critical, but like they tried to retcon it somewhat during, I think, the Nick Spencer run, where it turns out the reason he was so hell-bent on ending this marriage was because the daughter of May, or not May, the daughter of Mary Jane and Peter would go on to defeat Mephisto, whatever the fuck that means. But like like that was something that was like talked about, right? In the Spencer
Yeah, no,
chat.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that. And so I do think it's funny that like they're still trying to, like, years later, like every once in a while, like we gotta give them something. They're starting to riot on Twitter. Like let's give them some fucking breadcrumbs to make them feel better about this.